So level 1, we've got heels going forwards, flat foot going backwards. We've got the midline, the back line, and the front line, and it's a basic DnB skank like this, okay? Heels go forwards, flat feet go backwards. That never changes, all right? From the front, it looks like this. No problem. Next up, we've got X step, okay? DnB X step, right? So what we do is we've got the same principle. Heels always go forwards, flat feet always go backwards, but we cross everything over. So from the side, it looks like this. And from the front, it looks like this. Styled out, it looks like that. Styled out a lot more, it looks like this. And so on. So anyway, if you've done those two, this next step will still be a bit difficult, but it will be manageable. So it's called the X step outing. It's also called the poly pocket in some cases. I can't really keep track of what names people use for all these, to be honest. So starting position is always either this or this. But if you remember from level 1, I always like to start here because, you know, you get lost in the steps and it's best if you always have the same starting point. So we're always going to start with the right leg up and then we're going to shift up leg to heel at the front. Now, with the poly pocket, what you need to do is hit a 45-degree rotation with your hips. So if you look at my chest and then you look at my legs, it's going to look a bit like that. But if you think about it, I saw that for the first time and I thought I'm never going to be able to do that. But it's actually quite easy. You keep your chest straight and your hips go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's it. If you remember that your heel always goes forward and that your flat foot always goes backwards, that's it. That's all you have to worry about. And again, the theory is easy, but you know, it's not that easy to actually do it. In any case, what it looks like from the side is this. Midline, front line, back line. Remember, this isn't shuffle, right? This is DnB step. So the style that we're going to use is always going to be splitting things into 3 different lines. So the idea here is that you need to start with the leg up. You come back. Let's try that again, so I've actually moved. So I'm facing forwards. My hips are going to shift 45 degrees to the left, like that. I'm going to come back to the midline. This foot's up. I'm going to go to here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? From the front, we're going to go half time, full pace. And then the one that I quite like to do is the bounce step. So you have these 3 different tempos which can help you get better at each movement. So half time would look like this. And again, if you get lost, you can just go back to this. For some people, this is probably more confusing, so just ignore it. But for someone like me, I actually need to know, like, where does that heel actually go? Okay, it crosses over to the other side. It was up, then it turns into a heel. That one's flat, and then it turns into a flat foot on the other side, okay? So, what it looks like from the front is this. And you see, when I go slow, I kind of have to turn my whole body because I don't have the momentum. But ideally, I have to keep my chest forward. And half time actually kind of makes it quite difficult, but if you're just learning, thinking about the fact that you need to go pointing that way, pointing that way, pointing that way, pointing that way. If you're still getting confused by heels going forwards, you need to go back to level 1, level 2, because otherwise this is just going to be too difficult. So, first of all, half step or half time. That can get you used to the precision and the positions. Then the full thing is, notice I throw my back foot out quite a lot more. Okay, and that's more than 45 degrees, but it's unnecessary. It's the equivalent of kind of styling it out more. With this one, the bounce step would look like this. I put my foot up. This is to give you more explosivity. If you feel like you're kind of really stuck to the floor, you need to do some skipping. So the bounce step would look like this. Now there's not too much weight going on my heel, it's mainly coming off my back foot.